On a cold winter morning in a bustling city, a man named Daniel stood outside a local bakery. His clothes were worn, his hands trembling from the chill, and his eyes reflected a lifetime of hardship. He didn't hold a sign or ask for help. He simply stood quietly, watching the people walk by, his gaze occasionally drifting to the warm pastries behind the glass window. Inside the bakery, Emily, a young woman in her 20s, was waiting in line. She noticed Daniel through the frosted window and felt a tug in her heart. It wasn't pity. It was something deeper, an unshakable feeling that she had to do something, no matter how small. She bought 2 coffees and a bag filled with fresh croissants, muffins, and a warm sandwich. As she stepped outside, she walked up to Daniel and smiled. "Hi, I got too much for myself. Would you help me with the extra?" Daniel looked at her, confused at first, then slowly nodded. His hands shook as he accepted the bag. "Thank you, miss. God bless you." They didn't speak much more. Emily smiled again and walked away, her eyes stinging from tears she didn't expect. That single moment felt heavier, more powerful than words could explain. What Emily didn't know was that a nearby street artist had been sketching quietly and witnessed the entire exchange. Inspired, he began to draw a series of street murals titled Humanity Lives. One of the first murals showed Daniel and Emily in that moment, the quiet giving, the heartfelt receiving, and the unspoken connection. Days passed, and more people noticed Daniel. Some brought food, others offered gloves, scarves, or even just a smile. Slowly, the man who once stood invisible became seen. Eventually, a small business owner from the neighborhood offered him part-time work cleaning up the shop. It wasn't much, but it was something. For Daniel, it was hope. Months later, Daniel saved up enough money to rent a small room. He began volunteering at a local shelter, helping others just like him. The same bakery where he once stood hungry hired him to work as a delivery assistant. And yes, Emily still came by, though she never once asked for thanks. One afternoon, Emily walked into the bakery and found a small note taped to her usual table. It read, "You changed my life without knowing it. You saw me when no one else did. Thank you, for the food, the warmth, and for restoring my faith in people. Forever grateful, Daniel." Tears welled up in her eyes. She smiled, holding the note to her chest, overwhelmed by the ripple she had unknowingly created. But the story didn't end there. That same street artist held an exhibition titled Kindness and Silence. Emily and Daniel's mural was displayed at the center. Hundreds attended. Stories were shared. Tears were shed. People were reminded that in a world that sometimes feels divided, it takes just one act of kindness to bring us back together. An elderly man donated his winter clothes after visiting the exhibition. A teenager created a local kindness club at school. A restaurant started a free meal corner for anyone in need, inspired by Daniel's journey. Kindness travels farther than we see. It doesn't always shout or wear a cape. Sometimes it walks quietly in the form of a coffee, a sandwich, or a simple smile that says "I see you." So the next time you feel like the world is losing its humanity, remember Daniel and Emily. Remember how one act, one choice, turned a life around and inspired a movement. We often think we need to change the world in big ways. But the truth is, it's the small moments, the everyday choices, the love shared between strangers, that's what restores our faith in humanity. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Spread it. Live it. Be the reason someone believes in good again.